In my last video, I told you how anger almost destroyed everything around me. But there is a question most people never ask. Where does anger really come from? For years, I thought my problem was anger. I was wrong. Today, I will show you what was hiding underneath mine. And before this video ends, I will give you one question that can stop anger before it costs you something you can never get back. I am the third child in a family of 5. If you grew up in an African home, you may understand this feeling. The firstborn often carries responsibilities. The lastborn often receives attention. Somewhere in the middle, it's easy to feel invisible. From a young age, I felt unseen. No child has the word to explain it, but every child knows when they feel overlooked. I wasn't alone physically. I was surrounded by family, but there is a loneliness that comes from feeling unseen by the people whose attention matters the most. And when a child does not know how to process that pain, it slowly becomes something else: inferiority. Little by little, year after year, I began to believe I had to fight for my worth. So whenever someone spoke down to me, challenged me, or made me feel small, I reacted. What looked like confidence was often self-protection. But even then, I found myself reaching for God. I could not explain it at that time, but I sensed there was one who saw me completely when no one else seemed to. For most of my life, I misunderstood my anger. My anger was not really anger. It was fear wearing the marks of strength. Beneath every outburst was the fear of rejection, the fear of not being enough, the fear that maybe the negative things I believed about myself were actually true. And fear, when left unhealed, is highly combustible. The smallest spark can create a fire. My anger was never the real problem. It was an alarm pointing to a deeper wound. Then one day, I started asking a different question. Not why am I angry, but what am I afraid of right now? That question changed everything, because when you ask why you are angry, your mind immediately finds someone to blame. But when you ask what you are afraid of, you are forced to look deeper. Are you afraid of rejection, disrespect, failure, not being enough? The moment you name the fear, the anger begins to lose its grip. Awareness interrupts the cycle, and instead of pouring your anger onto other people, you can bring the real wound directly to God. I spent years being angry at people who had nothing to do with what originally hurt me. They paid for the wounds they never created. But when I finally brought the wounded little boy before God, something began to heal. So if you grew up feeling overlooked, remember this: you were never overlooked by God. He saw you then, He sees you now, and in His house there is no favorites. In my next video, I will share the exact moment God began breaking the hold anger had over my life. If this story resonates with you, leave a comment below with 2 simple words: I understand. You never know who needs to see they are not alone. Keep rising. Rise from within.